Hello there, students. Today we are going to be building a portfolio website for beginners with no experience needed. But of course, you need to be a beginner in web development before we start this course. If you're a beginner, you might want to ask yourself, what is a developer portfolio? Now, the answer to this question is very simple. A portfolio is kind of like your personal website. It's what developers use to display information and showcase their skills. It can be useful for things like freelancing, networking, and blogging. Now, as I said, or as I've shown you earlier in this video, we're going to be building this with AI. Now, if you're wondering why use AI, AI is rapidly growing in the industry, and if you're a developer, it could be very useful to you. We're going to be using ChatGPT and Cursor to generate a portfolio website, but first I'd like to show you an example of these websites. So here we are with an example of portfolio with AI. As you can see here, we have most of what the developer needs to show: a home, about, skills, projects, and contacts. Of course, it's not a fully developed page, but this is only an example. If you want this as the starter code for your portfolio, I will provide a link to it to the GitHub repo for this. Now let's start making our own portfolio. First, we're going to start with the prompting in ChatGPT. Now here in ChatGPT, we're going to generate a prompt. A prompt is basically a simple command in AI that allows the AI to give you a response based on what you've written. So I'm just going to paste this here. Hey ChatGPT, I'm a front-end developer working on my portfolio. Could you generate a prompt for it? Once we send this, as you can see, it generates a prompt for this. But of course, this prompt might be too large. Since we haven't entered any specific data, we're just going to enter what we actually need in this. For example, styles, the programming language to use, and also how it should look like. So first we're going to say make it concise. And if it's still too small, we could even make it concise again. Make sure to give it tools. You could put this all in one prompt, but I would rather prefer giving it one task at a time. So now we have our prompt here, and we're going to give this to Cursor so that it can actually create our websites. So now here in Cursor ID, we are going to create our portfolio. Just for you to paste what you did in ChatGPT. So while it does it, if you're fond of making your own code in this, you can add your own specific details or change certain things with AI. And as you can see, our code is being generated in an index.html file. It should generate styles.css along with it, or we can tell it to do that. Okay, so we're done with the HTML. You can go through it to see if there's anything you'd like to change. And we have our CSS over here, mid-generation. But before we see the HTML, I'd like to get our CSS first. You can go through here to see if there's anything you'd like to change. And there we go, our CSS has been done. Now back to VS Code, we're going to see if we can open this with the live server. So as you can see here, this is the website we have developed. It has different sections such as home, about, skills, projects, and contact. It does look better than the old one, and I believe we can also make changes to this one as we like. It has a title too, and its design is really good as well. So this is basically where this video ends, and I hope by the end of this you have learned how you can utilize AI in creating your own portfolio. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and like the video if it actually helped you. Thank you.